Indeed. Let's check in with meteorologist Bree Eggers to talk about this. And Bree, what can we expect for the upcoming days? Is the wind bringing in yet another change?
Yeah, catch those waves, Doug.
Yeah.
I heard you mention surfers before. You can surf out on Lake Lowell today as well. The wind is an indication that changes are blowing in our direction, and the wind machine will still be on tomorrow as well. That escalated rather quickly. We waited forever, 157 days to pop up to 60 degrees or warmer, and once it did, temperatures didn't stop. 70s yesterday, 80s today, a new record high for this day in Boise. 86 degrees the high in Ontario today, and even coming close to 60 degrees in many of our mountain valleys. So really speeding up that snow melting process and also the runoff. It could produce some minor flooding over the next couple of days until we see that colder air come back into place and kind of solidify things once again up in our mountain areas. We'll talk more about that. Our almanac today, stack it up next to average for this time of year, almost 20 degrees above normal, as luck would have it, from one extreme to another. And again, that old record set back in 1968. How about the sun going down at 8:22? I'm sure you noticed that as you were spending more time outside over the weekend, that it stays light and brighter later now. Timeline through the rest of tonight, partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies. We get a little more cloud cover through the day tomorrow. That's as those changes come into play. And it's tricky to say, all right, we're in store for another 60-degree day tomorrow. That's not all that bad, but I think that happens early in the day, then it cools off from there. Magic Valley forecast will be the exception, and that is because the cold front will wait until later in the evening to sweep through here. So you're still looking for highs in the upper 60s, close to 70 degrees. Central mountains could see a few scattered showers, really reserved for the higher elevations. There's a very slight chance we get a few raindrops here in the Treasure Valley, but I think for the most part, southern Idaho will stay dry. Into the west central mountains, a few rain showers. Temperature is still fairly mild until that front comes through. And then lower Treasure Valley tomorrow hitting probably 60 about mid-morning and then dropping into the 50s for the afternoon. So tomorrow I'd plan on dressing for the 50s and a blustery, chillier wind coming in out of the northwest. This is the bigger picture with our front that will come into play, and you can see those blue hues here indicating that much colder air coming into place as well. The blustery wind will be with us. Again, there's the wind switch in direction as the front comes through, gusting up to 35 miles per hour again tomorrow afternoon. 7-day forecast showing the temperatures cooling off to below average through the middle of the week and through Friday. Although Friday, not a bad day, mid-50s, lots of sunshine, and then return to spring 60s and 70s as we get into the weekend. A look at the 7-day forecast for around Twin Falls in the Magic Valley, dropping to the mid-40s for highs on Thursday, and then gradually warming up to spring 60s as we hit the weekend and continuing into the beginning of next week. Ups and downs of spring on the way for us. Avalanche warning want to let you know about as well through the central mountains because of that unstable snowpack. Cools and it warms and it melts and it's compacting, and so almost a certainty in the backcountry right now. Very dangerous situation there, Doug, around Stanley Sun Valley. This is a look at the 7-day forecast for the mountain areas as well, expecting to head well below freezing for overnights through the week ahead. Doug?
That's good. I mean, we don't want the snowpack to melt too quickly. Thank you, Bree.